Good morning, students. In our science class, we are reading about the lenses. So, what is a lens? A lens is a portion of a transparent refracting medium bounded by two surfaces. A lens is a portion of a transparent refracting medium bounded by two surfaces. When both or one of these surfaces are spherical, the lens is known as a spherical lens. Okay, if the surface of a lens is spherical one, okay, curved one, then these are called spherical lenses. Okay, जैसे कि we learnt about mirrors. If the surfaces of mirror are curved one, those are called spherical mirrors. So these are spherical lenses as because their surfaces are curved one. Okay, now spherical surfaces are of two types: convex or converging lenses. Spherical lenses are of two types: convex or converging lenses, concave or diverging lenses. The common shapes of these two lenses are as shown below. So these are the various diagrams that you need to draw. At least double convex and double concave, this you must practice drawing because this will be needed all the time. Now come to definition of some lens related terms. Because this is a new topic, so there are new terms involved, so we must be aware of about that certain new terms. So let's first understand the meaning of a few terms relevant to lenses. Center of curvature, I already told you yesterday that center of curvature is the center of the sphere of which the lens is a part. Okay, so there are two curved surfaces, so there are two centers of curvatures in a lens. Just see, this curved surface or it is a part of this sphere. Okay, so if it is a sphere, then it has got a center. Now this curved surface, it is a part of this sphere, so if it is a sphere, then it must have a center. So this is a and this is another center, so we are getting two centers, C1 and C2. Okay, so these are centers of curvature. Now again similarly, radii of curvature, the radii of two spheres of which the lens surfaces are part are known as the radii of the curvature of the two spheres of the lenses. You must memorize all these definitions thoroughly, otherwise these will come in the examination of half marks on mark marks. If you don't, then you will miss this. So what is principal axis? The line passing through two centers of curvature and of the lens is called principal axis. The line passing through, so just the red line, this is one principal axis in case of convex lens, and this is the another principal axis and in case of concave lens. This is center C1, center C2. A line joining or passing through two centers of curvature is called the principal axis. Next point, I have already told you, optical center. So optical center is a special point on the principal axis through which any ray of light when incident, it undergoes undeviated, or it does not change its path, or it does not undergo refraction. So principal focus. So a principal focus of a convex lens is a point on the principal axis where all the incident rays coming parallel to the principal axis after refraction will converge or meet. So this is the second principal focus in case of a convex lens. So it is a point on the principal axis at which all incident rays parallel to the principal axis after refraction will appear to diverge out. Just see, these are all the refracted rays and they are diverging out from one another, and if you extend these and with the virtual rays, then they will meet at a point, then that point is the second principal focus. Okay, now this is a simple activity that application of a converging lens or convex lens. Sunlight can be converged to a point, and a large huge amount of light radiations can be converged at a single point, which may provide a large amount of heat, and a black body can be burnt out. Okay, and this also gives the a certain idea regarding the focal length of the lens. Okay, but we know that all rays coming parallel to the principal axis, they meet at a point that is called focus. So you get an idea about the focal length of this lens. Okay, again I have told you about the second principal focus. So it is a point on the principal axis at which if a ray passes, then after refraction it moves parallel to the principal axis. That is the first principal focus. In case of a concave lens, it is a point, if a ray directed towards a point on the principal axis such that after refraction it moves parallel to the principal axis, then that point is the first principal focus. So here this is the first principal focus and this is the first principal focus in case of concave lens. Okay, and what is focal length? Focal length is the distance. Focal length is the distance between the optical center and the focus point. Okay, so this is the distance, this is the optical center, this is vertical distance it is shown here also. Always distances are measured from the optical center, so optical center to the focus is the focal length. Okay, all you keep it in mind that always whenever you have to measure distances in case of lenses, then it is always measured from optical center. In case of mirror also, in class 7 we read, in case of mirror we measure the distances from the pole of the mirror. Similarly, in case of lenses, the all distances are measured from the optical center. Now come to ray diagrams. As we have seen in case of mirrors, with the help of ray diagrams we can show the formation of images. Similarly, in case of lenses also, with the help of certain rays we can draw the images of various objects at various positions. So let's see three special rays for lenses. There are three special, देखो, infinite rays are coming or incident on a lens, but all those rays are not of practical importance. Okay, after reflection we find that certain rays pass through certain points which are important one. Okay, so we deal with only such rays which are passing through certain important points which are easy to remember, easy to locate. Okay, so there are such three special rays. From out of all those infinite number of rays we can choose only three special rays which are helpful to us and which will help us to draw ray diagrams. Keep it in mind. We can use ideas and definitions you read on the previous page to draw ray diagrams for lenses. These ray diagrams help us to know these ray diagrams help us to know the nature, size and position of the image formed when an object is kept at different distances from the lens. Just like as we have read in mirrors, we generally use two of these three special incident rays. We generally use how many rays? Two of these three special rays. तीन special ray में से कोई भी दो ray से ही, and with the help of any two special rays, incident rays described below to draw these ray diagrams. And out of these three special rays, only two is sufficient to draw the ray diagrams for the formation of images. So let us see what are those three special rays. Now, an incident ray parallel to the principal axis. A ray traveling parallel to the principal axis passes through or appear to come from the second principal focus of the lens. Therefore, a ray which is parallel to the principal axis, after reflection, what will happen? Now, if it is a convex lens, then it will pass through the focus and it will converge at the focus. And if it is a concave lens, then the refracted ray will appear to diverge from the focus. So just for the first case, the first diagram. This is the first diagram. Diagram 1. This ray is parallel to the principal axis. So what will happen? Is it a convex lens? So it will pass through the focus. So we bola an incident ray parallel to the principal axis passes through the second principal focus. A ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection passes through the second principal focus. In case of concave lens also, देखो, this is the concave lens. So a ray parallel to the principal axis after reflection appear to diverge from the second principal focus. Okay, this is the second principal focus and this is also the second principal focus. Second type of ray which is important is, why it is a special ray, or why it has why you have considered this ray? Now, because it is a ray which is parallel to the principal axis, and what is its ultimate fate? Now, it will pass through or it will converge at the focus, or it appear to diverge from the second principal focus. Okay. So these are two special conditions. It is a parallel and it pass through the focus. That is why it is important. Now, second important ray, an incident ray passing through the optical center of the lens. An incident ray passing through the optical center of the lens. So just see, this is the optical center, this is the optical center of convex and concave lenses. Goes undeviated from the lens. Therefore, are these bending? No, there is no case of reflection for these two cases. Okay, so if a ray which is passing through optical center, it does not undergo reflection, it passes straight, it does not deviate from its path. So this is the second. It is why it is important, because it has a unique property that it will not undergo reflection, and that is why you have considered this ray. Third ray, just an incident ray passing through the first principal focus of a lens. An incident ray passing through the first principal focus of the lens or directed towards it becomes parallel to the principal axis after reflection from the lens. So consider for the third case, this is the third diagram. If a ray is passing through the first principal focus, then what will happen to it? What is the ultimate fate? After reflection, it will move parallel to the principal axis. Just if a ray is directed towards the first principal focus of a concave lens, then after reflection, it will move parallel to the principal axis. Okay, so these are the three special rays, and these are three special and easy to remember. Why? Now, one is parallel to the principal axis, other is passing through the optical center, and other is passing through the first principal focus. Okay, so these are easy to draw, easy to remember, and easy to apply. Let us now see how we can use any of the two of these three special incident rays to draw ray diagrams for different object positions for convex lens and for a concave lens. So to get an image of a point, we need the help of two rays. Just like a bottom seems to a pond seems to be shallow, yani bottom seems to be raised up, a pond seems to be raised up. In that case also, I have shown you that with the help of two rays, we can draw the image of a point. We can draw the image of a point. I'm going back to that. Just see. है ना, the bottom of the beaker seems to be raised. Bottom भी हमें गहराई जितना है उतना गहराई नहीं लगेगा, है ना, it seems to be less depth. और a coin placed at the bottom seems to be raised up. So for that देखो, I have located this point, the image of this point. For this I have taken two rays. Where these two reflected rays will meet, there I shall get the image. So this has gone in this way. So they are diverging out. So in this either they will not meet along this way, but they can be converged if we produce them backward. If I draw virtual rays, then they can be converged. So that meeting point gives the image of this point. This is the original image. This is the original point. This is the image. This is the original point. This is image. And as a whole, for every point we shall get an image, and as a result we can get the image of the point. So with the wherever two rays meet, we get an image of that point. So with the help of two rays, let us now see how we can use any of these three rays, incident rays, to draw the ray diagrams for different object positions for a convex and concave lenses. So let us, the video is getting lengthy, so let us stop it here.